Namaskar. The VP Singh years December 1989 to November 1990. The National Front did not have a majority of its own in the Lok Sabha after the 1999 elections, but it staked the claim to form the government and did so with the BJP and the left parties offering to support it from the outside. Vishwanath Pratap Singh was sworn in as India's Prime Minister on December 2, 1999. Rajiv Gandhi, as head of the Congress Party, was leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha. Soon after state legislative elections in March 1990, the governing coalition at the centre achieved control of both houses of parliament. One of the first decisions taken by the VP Singh was to recall the IPKF from Sri Lanka. VP Singh was Prime Minister for less than a year, but he faced major problems in that short period. Kashmir situation worsens in Kashmir in this Kashmir situ- sorry Kas- Kashmir situation worsens in Kashmir in December 1989. Militants in Kashmir in December 19 sorry in Kashmir in Kashmir in Kashmir in Kashmir in Kashmir in Kashmir in 1989, militants of the Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front (JKLF) kidnapped the daughter of Mufti Muhammad Shahid, the Union Home Minister. The center capitulated to the demand of the JKLF and released the jailed militants. Another prominent militant group which was shown to sideline the JKLF was the Hizbul Mujahideen, led by Sayyid Salahuddin, with more hardcore ideas of turning the state into an Islamic regime. Salahuddin incidentally had left mainstream politics after the rigged elections of 1987, with armed attacks on banks and grenade attacks on police stations. The militants were becoming more defiant and daring. The center decided to take strong action and sent in forces to control the situation. The governor was changed and Jagmohan was appointed to the post. A series of incidents turned away. Sorry. A series of incidents turned many Kashmiris into supporting the militants. Jihad became a prominent cry as religion became an important factor in the militants' game. The, the Hindu minority also suffered as a consequence. The Kashmiri Pandits formed an integral part of the valley and shared a common culture with the Muslims in that state in almost every aspect except religion became the target of brutal violence, with many of them being killed by the militants. There was an exodus of Pandits from the Kashmir Valley to Jammu and farther afield. They became refugees in their own land. Many of them still live in refugee camps and makeshift buildings, afraid to go back. Implementation of the Mandal Commission report. The Mandal Commission appointed during the Janata Party rule had submitted its report in December 1980. The Congress governments under Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi had quietly shelved the report. The Mandal Commission, or the Backward Class Commission, to give it itself its sorry to give it its official name, said that caste and backwardness were linked and that the other backward classes, despite forming a significant proportion of the country's population, had very low representation in the administration, especially at the higher levels. In this context, the main recommendations made by the Commission was that 27% of jobs in the central government be reserved for these castes beyond the percentage reserved for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The same kind of relaxation in age was also to be made for the OBCs as existed for SCs less than 16 being considered for posts. VP Singh thought it would be a good idea to VP Singh thought it would be a good idea to implement the Mandal Commission recommendations to gain popularity with a decidedly large group of OBCs whose importance as a vote bank was not to be ignored. There were rising politicians from the group: Lalu Yadav in Bihar and Mulayam Singh Yadav in Uttar Pradesh, two states that had a decisive say in most elections in India. A move forward on social justice related issues, Singh calculated, would consolidate the caste coalition that formed the support base of the Janata Dal in northern India. In this context, it might be worth noting that in the southern states a large proportion of government jobs were reserved for the non-Brahmins, and it was pointed out by those who agreed with the Mandal recommendations efficiency had not suffered. On August 7, 1990, V.V. Singh announced in Parliament that his government had accepted the Mandal Commission report and would implement 27% reservation at all levels of government, central government services for the socially and educationally backward classes as identified by the Mandal Commission. Large-scale protests greeted the government's order. There were self-immolation bids and even suicides by the youngsters from the upper class, as these people felt the chance of getting government jobs had become more difficult. The protests were intense in the northern part of the country, while the south was not affected. In the south, with the reservation policy being in place for quite some time, youngsters over time had become less dependent on government for their livelihood, as the industrial sector offered a good alternative for jobs. Also, the proportion of upper castes in the population in the south was less compared to the north. The matter had been taken to the Supreme Court, which stayed the order. It was only in November 1992 that the court gave its decision. Seven judges have held the constitutionality of the Mandal Commission as well as the government order based on its recommendations. Three judges offered a dissenting view that impersonal criteria like rather than caste should be used in deciding who was disadvantaged. The apex court, however, laid down two conditions: reservations in toto should not exceed 50%, and that caste criterion should be restricted to the recruitment level and not apply in case of promotions. By the time the judgment came, most political parties were reconciled to the reservation order. They realized that opposing it would prove to be politically harmful. Even the Congress, which had been lukewarm to the matter, had realized the importance of the OBC factor in winning elections in the north. The Narasimha Rao government, which came to power in 1991, had already issued a fresh order in September 1991 in favor of the Mandal recommendations, with the coalition with the condition attached with that within the 20% reservation preference would be given to the poorer sections of the OBCs. Mandal to Mandir, the Rath Yatra and fall of the government. One issue on which the Bharatiya Janata Party had gained popularity was the campaign to build a Ram temple in place of the Babri Masjid at Ayodhya. With the implementation of the Mandal recommendation, the BJP was itself divided over whether to support the move or oppose it. While some thought it was a plan to fragment Hindu society, others felt OBC aspirations needed to be met. The BJP in the end decided to play the Mandir card to mobilize the Hindus. The party president, sorry, the party president L.K. Advani decided to set out on a Yath Yatra or tour in a Rath, which was a van covered van con, which sorry which was when converted to look like a chariot. The Ram Rath Yatra, beginning in Somnath in September 1919, was to culminate in Ayodhya after touring several of the states in between. VP Singh faced a dilemma whether he did stop the procession or let it continue would prove counterproductive for the government. In the end, it was left to the Chief Minister of Bihar, Lalu Prasad Yadav, to prevent the Yatratha from reaching Ayodhya. He got Advani arrested on the charges of disturbing the peace and fomenting communal tension, and placed under preventive detention in a guest house when the procession passed through Bihar. There were widespread disturbances after many of the car sevaks who were to build the temple were also arrested by the Mulayam Singh government in Uttar Pradesh. Clashes took place between security forces and supporters of the Mandir, and there were communal clashes as well. The BJP withdrew its support to the National Front government. VP Singh lost the confidence vote in the Lok Sabha and resigned in November 1990. धन्यवाद. Thank you so much.